darlings, it's Michaela. So I just wanted to make a quick video about whether it's better to go for broke food-wise or to kind of parse things out in a more moderate fashion. This got brought up on our weekly call, What Gets in the Way for my fat burners. And a lovely lady talked about the fact that, you know, she had bought a bunch of cookies after like a pretty like carb forward weekend. And what was actually better? Like, was it better to go for broke, eat her fill and be done with it? Or was it better to kind of like portion these sweets out? My opinion is to go for broke. And so truthfully, when we go for broke, it stops the desire. It's like we did it, our brain got satisfied, we got undeniably full, leptin levels became high, which helps with weight loss. Like, we have filled the tank. I have had exactly what I wanted, exactly as much as I desired. I am satisfied. And so I personally think that that's better because it's actually hard to gain a lot of weight at once. So we can't lose a lot of weight at once, and we also can't gain a lot of weight at once. It is obviously easier to gain weight than it is to lose weight, and that's a survival adaptation, but it's also hard to gain or lose a lot at once, which is also a survival adaptation. So the truth is, when you overeat, your body has to get rid of those excess calories. So if you've ever like, oh my God, I just had this like total fucking feast, and then realize, like, notice that you were hotter, that your like heart rate was higher, that you sweat in the night, that is literally your body raising your body temperature to kick off extra heat and excess calories. It is an inefficient way for your body to get rid of energy. And so because it can't store it all. So at any rate, we're not aiming to do this every day. And the other thing with going for broke is we don't do it every day. We don't do it today. We don't do it tomorrow. We don't do it for the next 3 days. We do it now, and then we are done. And the thing I want to say about that is essentially, when we go for broke, it really helps the mental game as far as I'm concerned with weight loss. And this is also why I think it's really important for people to have carb feasts. This is what we do in Fat Burning Pro. Should you wish to have an approach to weight loss that literally helps your body work with you versus against you, please check out the link in the description. And so having those spikes are helpful for so many reasons, hormones, but also mentally, to have that, you know, deviation, to have some freedom and flexibility, but also to feel satisfied, to know that you've had your fill, that you're not denied at all, you're not deprived at all. So at any rate, when that goes on, it's also so much easier to just shift our focus back to what we know to do, what works for us, what we've gotten results from before. And so when we have smaller amounts more moderately, my personal opinion and experience is that change just happens more slowly. And that's totally fine. But in the weight loss game, because it's such a mental game, it makes a lot of sense to give ourselves success, early and quickly, as far as I'm concerned, because it can be very disorienting when you're aiming to change something and you're putting in effort and then you're looking to evaluate your results. And if you don't see something, it can be super discouraging and it can be really easy to go to this bucket place. All right? So when we have smaller amounts more often, sounds lovely for a moderate way of living, perfect, but it just creates much slower change. And that's great too. But sometimes that can get us a little bit off focus-wise, so that we say, like, screw this, you know, I'm doing so much work and I'm not experiencing change. All right, so those are my 2 cents on the matter. Would love to hear back from anyone, would love to hear comments about one way or the other, what has been effective for you, or if this way of thinking actually opens your mind to something that might be a little more useful. There's something called diet fatigue, which is very real. So if you are kind of experiencing, if you are undergoing your own plan and process, make sure you do give yourself allowances, because it can be actually quite good hormonally, but also it's really useful for the brain. We need breaks at times, and that can just help us to come back stronger, more focused, calmer, energized, and just chugging towards where we want to go. All right, hope that was amazing. Please like, share, subscribe if this information feels useful to you. All right, and should you like to know more about Fat Burning Pro or more of my social media stuff, please check out the description in the bio or below the video. Thank you. That's it. Thank you for your attention. Love to all. Until next time.